What's up guys, Dylan here, bringing you another UU battle. Using that same stall team. Next week we will be building another team and using that. Um, okay, and I just accidentally found two. Let's close out this second one here and go back to the first one. Alright, there we go. So what do we got? We got a Xatu here, Nidoking. Yeah, definitely entry hazards are something that he's gonna be putting down on my side. Um, Probably just the rocks though. It doesn't have a spinner, which is good. Once I can get rocks up, they'll be there. Um, Heracross is obviously always dangerous, as is Houndoom. Melodic, depending on the set, can be a pain to get through, and Nidoking is also quite a powerful threat. So I'm going to lead with Abomasnow, just to get the hail up right away. We'll get, build up that residual damage there. He sends out Nidoking to lead. So I'm going to protect to see what he goes for, see if I can scout his set a bit. I did change Cofagrigus back to a defensive variant, so it is different. Focus Blast doesn't tell me too much. He didn't go for rocks though, so it's not like a defensive variant. I'll go out into Cofagrigus now. We'll see if he stays, goes for a different move, what he does, goes for a Focus Blast. Obviously I'm immune to that, so it doesn't do anything to me. I will go ahead. I don't think that he can really one hit me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pain. No, I will. Who's he gonna go into? Maybe Houndoom. I'm just gonna go for the Shadow Ball. Get something on something. He ends up going into Xatu actually, so that Shadow Ball is a good move. He could have been predicting my Willow, which I was thinking about, but I'm just gonna go for another Shadow Ball here. Maybe take down this Xatu if I can, or get some damage on something else coming in. We'll see what he decides to do, but I don't really have much to lose. What worst he can really do to me is go for a Toxic, and I have Umbreon's Heal Bell to really take care of that. So I don't have much to lose by going for a Shadow Ball, and there goes his Xatu. So now I can get up rocks and not have to worry too much about that. I'll see what I can do about working towards that. He goes out into his Houndoom now. I'm gonna send him Melodic to take that. Melodic doesn't worry too much about Houndoom. Melodic is doesn't even have to be asleep to be specially bulky, and Houndoom is almost always a special attacker. So I'll switch out into. But this looks like it's actually gonna be a physical Houndoom. Receives that wish, but nothing really happened, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and just go for us. Now I'm going to switch out into Nidoqueen here. I'm going to think that he's going to switch into Nidoqueen. And he does switch into his Melodic, so that's good. Pretty much the best one that I could ask for against my Nidoqueen. And now I'm going to go ahead and put up some rocks and see if I can do a little bit of phasing, possibly. We'll also get some information on what kind of Melodic this is, if based on what moves it goes for. If it has Dragon Pulse or Ice Beam or something like that, then it's almost definitely not a Rest Talking one like I have. Goes for a Scald though, so it's a little hard to tell. He does pull a Burn on that, so I will have to get Nidoqueen out of here if I want to save her, which I do. I do want to keep Nidoqueen. I'll go into Abomasnow now. See if I can put some seeds on this thing and pull it down a little ways. Not too worried about the damage from the Scald, but he pulls another Burn. So that actually will do some significant amount of residual damage. I'll throw out the seeds though. If he stays in, then that's all the better. I'm gonna see if I can get into Umbreon to start to or to go for a Heal Bell. He doesn't look like he has any taunt users. I mean, it is possible to carry it on Bronzong, I think. I don't know. But no, he doesn't have any common taunt users. So Umbreon's not too scared. Umbreon is severely taunt bait. I have Wish, Protect, Heal Bell, and Toxic on it, so absolutely nothing that can overcome taunts. You know, most of them have. And he stays and goes for Toxic. Most of them have Payback or something. He stays in, goes for Toxic, which means that this might not be a resting variant, actually. I'm going to go into Umbreon now because I'm not going to fear that Toxic if he goes for it again, and he's probably going to want to switch out here. So we'll see what he switches into. Hopefully it's not Heracross. If he goes back into Houndoom, that would be, you know, not a big deal. I resist one of his stabs, and not too worried if he's a mixed. Not too worried about his fire type moves either. He goes for another Scald here, actually, just decides to stay in. Umbreon takes it like a champ, does, you know, not much, especially after those Leech Seeds kick in. I'm going to go ahead and Heal Bell now, get the burns off the rest of my team. He goes for a Toxic, which missed, but wouldn't have really mattered even if he did hit. I'm going to go ahead and drop a Toxic on him now, actually. We'll see if he stays or goes. He does stay and go for another Toxic, so my synchronized Toxic him before I could. So I guess that, you know, that kind of happened. Is what it is. I'm under the impression that this is going to have a rest on it, though. Just because he doesn't seem to be worried by the Leech Seeds or anything like that. So he probably does have rest. Oh, recover. Alright. But that Toxic damage will, you know, keep building up, and recover will fail eventually. That's why I run the rest variant on mine. And it's so hard to get through, as I mean, you guys have seen just from watching. I wish up there. I'm gonna go ahead and go into, you know, I don't know. I was hoping that he would switch at some point here. Accidentally zoomed out a little bit there. Sorry about that. I was hoping that he would switch by now. So I don't really know who to go into, honestly. Nobody really wants to take a Toxic. I guess Nidoqueen. We'll see. Hopefully he does go for another Toxic, you know, predicting my switch into something else. But he switches out into Bronzong. I'm totally okay with that. I get Nidoqueen to get some health back up there. And yeah, that works out pretty well for me, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and go for a Roar here. Just phase through his team a little bit, rack up some rock damage. I'm not too worried about this Bronzong. The most damaging thing that they can really do is either Gyro Ball, which I resist, or Toxic, which I'm immune to. So Nidoqueen doesn't really worry too much about Bronzong. And yeah, the Earthquake, even though it's super effective, really didn't do much damage. In comes his Heracross from that Roar. I'm going to go ahead and switch into Cofagrigus, who doesn't really worry about Heracross at all. And we'll hopefully get a little bit of information about what set his Heracross is running. He goes for the Earthquake. Not banded. Would have done way more damage if it was. So yeah, that's a good thing. He could be Scarfed, or he could be Scarf Moxie, or he could be Gut still. It's hard to tell at this point. Because of that, I don't want to go for a Will-O-Wisp, just in case it is a Guts one. So I'm just gonna go for a Shadow Ball here. Get a little bit of damage on anything. But if it is, you know, every once in a while you run into the Guts version, so I don't really want that to happen. His Bronzong actually comes back in, and I get very lucky and pull that 10% special defense drop. That's a very good thing. I can now do some more damage with this Shadow Ball. And, you know, it's actually going to be a significant amount. Yeah, 25% is for, you know, defensive wall versus defensive wall. That's not bad at all. I'm going to drop... No, I'm going to go ahead and just Shadow Ball again. And he's going to switch out into Houndoom finally. In comes Houndoom, who resists that. but still, after all the residual is down below half, I'm gonna send Melodic back in on this Houndoom. Melodic, like I said, Melodic can handle Houndoom very well, so I'm not gonna be too worried about it. And it is a mixed variant. It uses a Dark Pulse now. I'm gonna go ahead and rest off my damage. I'm down near half, and I don't want him to, get a crit or something like that and take me out. So I'm gonna go ahead and rest up and get back to healthy. And I have a very big frame rate issue right now. I don't know why. I'm not running anything crazy. I'm just running Chrome and Debut, and it's not liking it. My computer's very hot. I don't know what's up with that. Alright, so I'm asleep, so I'm just going to go ahead and sleep talk. If I pull a Scald, it's dead. If I pull a Dragon Tail, it's gone. Or he can just switch it out and make it useless all on his own. I get a Scald there, which is very lucky, because it takes that Nidoking right down, and that is something that could have been a big threat. His Houndoom will get KO'd on the way back in, so even though he has 4 left, it really is only 3. We'll see who he goes into here. If he goes into Bronzong, which is probably his best bet, I'm going to go ahead and sleep talk again. If with any luck I'll pull both a Scald and get a burn from it. That would be the best case scenario here. Get the Scald and not the burn though. He goes for a Toxic. Doesn't make a whole bunch of sense to me because I'm asleep. But then again, he might just not have much else he could do. Or he could have predicted me to switch for some reason. I'm going to wake up here, so I'm just going to go for a Scald, and his Bronzong will go down to the hail damage. After that, or I'll get the burn this time. He goes for the Gyro Ball, which does absolutely diddly because it's resisted. And goodbye Bronzong. So we're down to 2 here, his Melodic and his Heracross. Heracross is always dangerous. It does have the ability to absolutely sweep teams. So though I'm doing pretty well, I'm not completely safe. So I'm not gonna say that I've pretty much won, because with Heracross still in his back pocket, that's not the case. So we'll see. The fact that he switched after 1 Earthquake last time makes me think that he might be Moxie, which would be an absolutely awful thing if it were true. So I'm going to go back into Cofagrigus here. We'll see what he goes for. But I'm still not positive of his set. It still could be a Guts set. But regardless of which set it is, Cofagrigus doesn't worry about it too much. He goes for the Mega Horn, which I get lucky enough and he misses that, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna go ahead and go for a Shadow Ball, do a little bit of damage, and if there is that off chance that he is Guts, so I'm not gonna want to boost his power for what time is left. And he went ahead and forfeited. He probably was on the losing end of that and realized it. It wasn't a guarantee yet, but what can you do? It was a pretty solid battle. He was down to just the 2 pokes there between his Melodic and his Heracross. His Melodic was toxic and only at a healthy amount of health, but not perfect, so he probably just didn't see himself coming back. Whatever, I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, there's UU Battle number dose. Next week we will be using a new team, so yeah, keep coming back. I'll keep putting up more. Tomorrow we have Let's Play episode 2, Pokemon Leaf Green, and then we have first person shooter night on Thursday, and we'll see what happens after that. I did get an HD TV, so that is an amazing thing because I can record with my HD PVR. I can record gameplay as it happens for any of my games. I do have a bunch of them. some 20 something. I don't know. I haven't counted them in a while. But I do have a lot of games, so we can hopefully do Let's Plays of Xbox games, and that'll be pretty freaking sweet. So yeah, but that's, down the road a bit. We're gonna finish this Nuzlocke first before we worry about that, and I will talk to you guys, talk at you guys tomorrow, and au revoir. Thanks for watching. Keep coming back. I'll keep putting up more. Have a nice day.